Man, so take me back to last summer when Golden State signed you, going into summer league and all that. What's just the overall mentality? I know you're someone that plays with a chip on your shoulder all the time as it is, and I imagine that only added to it.
Nah, yeah, for sure. It was a hard time for me when I didn't get drafted. You know, I thought my whole college career, I showed I was one of the top 10, 20 players in the country for 3 straight years. And for me to go undrafted, it kind of, it hurt my feelings, but I took it personal and, I forever got a chip on my shoulder. So, I mean, that was just a bigger chip that was added. And still to this day, that's something going to be something stick with me forever.
I'm curious. I think a lot of people are. Were you close at all to signing with the Grizzlies and staying here? Was that ever a possibility?
Yeah, yeah, it was like a split decision. And Zach, I got on the phone with Zach uh the like an hour before I got on the phone with Zach an hour before I was making my decision. I didn't sleep that night. I know I had like 24 hours to make a decision. I had like 8 or 9 teams. But I knew the two was out of Memphis and Golden State, and I wanted to do Memphis. Obviously, I wanted to get drafted there. I think they had the 59th pick. I would love to get drafted there. I mean, part of me felt like I could have been that second, third point guard. But when they didn't draft me, I mean, I didn't take it personal. But me and Zach sat on the phone. He told me how much he wanted me, and he had a path for me. Of course, he was telling me like I'm a city's legend, and like they believe I could play in the NBA, and they had a path for me to get on a two-way, then eventually the roster, with job being suspended. And man, most GMs don't take the time out their day to call you and make you a priority, but he did. Desmond Bain did. For a minute, I told D-Bain I'm coming there, and he was excited. And when it was time to make the decision last minute, we just looked at everything on the table for a summer league. And I think what put it over the top was, I mean, Jacob Gilliard was already there on the two-way, and he was going to be the point guard for summer league. And Golden State told me they had a ball in my hand for summer league in the backcourt with Lester and BP. So I mean, that was kind of like the deciding factor, just knowing in summer league I was gonna have to play behind Jacob. I
Yeah,
just
that makes sense.
yeah. So I decided from a basketball standpoint of summer league, it was better that fit. So I had to go there. But I also it was tricky because I mean I knew Jacob would be up with the Grizzlies through Josh suspension, so I would have the ball down low with the hustle. But I mean, I had to take it one step at a time. I mean, summer league is before anything. So Zach offered me the same E10 training camp that Golden State offered, but like at that time, it was a better decision.
You kind of felt like you had to capitalize on that moment, right? Like summer league's like your first opportunity, and you had to seize it right away to make that impression, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I didn't want to skip steps. Like I knew Jacob would had a ball in his hand for summer league, and I knew like they were really like trying to evaluate him, knowing Ja was going to be out. And that's Golden State told me I was gonna have the ball in my hand. So I mean, I didn't want to go somewhere where I had to back up somebody. I'd rather go somewhere I had the ball in my hand just because I believe in my ability. And I mean, hopefully one day, we cross paths again. Everybody know the love I got for the city. Of course, we know the love the city got for me. And I mean, I bleed blue. So hopefully one day it'll make a match.
People like to hear that. Side note, one of my boys works for the Long Island Nets. I don't know if you saw, I'm sure you did. Jacob was killing up there once they signed
Yeah,
him.
Jacob. Yeah, he started getting in his rhythm. You can see his confidence, from having them 30, 40 games up top in the NBA. That's a huge confidence booster. So that was good. And I'm always pulling for the little guards. It ain't too many of us. So I'm always pulling for them.
Side note, kind of on that note though, I saw you tweeted last week. I'm a Knick fan. My guy JB, I saw you tweeted about him last week. does that watching what he's doing, I mean, being the engine of a team that probably is favored to go to the Eastern Conference Finals right now as another smaller guard, what kind of, I guess, inspiration does that give you or motivation or whatever it might be when you watch that?
I wouldn't really say inspiration because like I got enough that inspired me like through my life with my son, my family, how I grew up, the environment. So, but I would say it just give you a belief. Like Jalen Brunson been doing that since high school. I think if I'm not mistaken, he was the number one point guard in the country. I mean, at Villanova, he did it. And for some reason during the draft process, they overthought it. I don't know. I guess, I mean, I get it. Like GMs like to get, gems and they like to be smart. But sometimes being smart is just making it simple. And I mean, he got everybody paying for that. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure, like me and Desmond Bain talk about it, he fell to number 30 because he has short arms. But man, he can shoot the ball and he's 6'5". So anybody else that's 6'5", he can shoot the ball with tall arms going top 15. So I didn't know why he fell to 30. That was just crazy to me. So I mean, it's just a belief factor, like just knowing, just trust it, man. Sometimes the simple pick keep your job 20 years and trying to be complicated to lose it. So I mean, everybody knew who JB was since EYBL. I mean, he just got a chance to show it, and now the world seems so shocked. But this been him since YouTube days when I was watching him as a kid. So it just give me that same belief. Like I've been this same dude, I belonged everywhere I went. High school, they said I'd be too small in college. They told me I wasn't a pure point guard when I got to the NBA. That was my knock. I was a small scoring guard, and I mean I finished G League top five in assists. So just steady crossing them boxes that they said I'm not. So that's the belief I have.
Love that, man. So when you get to camp, I know you're not one to idolize other players, but when you're in camp and you're around Steph and Clay and Dre, do you ever take a moment like, damn, I'm really here around three legends of, one of the defining dynasties in NBA history, or you just kind of put that completely out of mind?
Nah, crazy story. So I was there all summer, of course, when I did summer league and we did summer workouts, and I got a chance to run with them all summer. And like I didn't really say much because knowing me, I like to mind my business, do my work, and like I mean, I appreciate everything. Like man, go to state, change the game. The reason why I'm able to play today, half of the reason is Steph, like just by him changing the game. So when I first got there, I was working out the way and I idolized Steph Curry and CP. Like them was growing up, CP, Steph, Isaiah Thomas, Rajon Rondo, like all them dudes, I idolized. And I got a chance to get with CP and Steph, and they took care of me this year. Training camp, I remember day before training camp, we had a team dinner. And after the dinner, everybody was going home to go get some rest. And it was me and my son, and we went to the gym, and we just so happened to see Steph in there. And I think it stuck with him, like, because he always seen me in the gym by myself. I didn't need a rebounder, nothing. I'm just in there by myself working on my game. And man, for the whole year, he would text me, check in on me, check in on my son, send me like 300 boxes of Under Armours, send me all gear, exchange numbers. CP was sending me Nikes down, top, down low. They was asking me did I need anything. Draymond at All-Star Weekend. Clay was like a crazy vet for me. Like, man, them dudes, you see why them dudes built the dynasty they did. Like, I mean, they treated me as one of theirs. Like, still to this day, I text Steph congrats on the clutch player of the year. And he text me back, appreciate you, little bro, keep working. Like, CP text me like, you got a chance to make it, young fella. Like, I like your mindset. I like your work ethic. You got a chance. Like, Clay hit me like, man, I need to see you this summer. Like, I need to see you. So, I mean, you see why them dudes, where they are and how their career is, because they want to see everybody win. I mean, they want to see the next generation of players make it, whether you were drafted or not. Like, They treated me like family. They took care of my son. They took care of me. The coaching staff did. Coach Kerr, his son Nick. I mean, Nick took care of me. So man, it was an unbelievable organization, and I'm seeing why they dominated the way they did.
That's so dope, man. That's such a cool story.
Yeah,
Do you
it
speak
was
to,
dope.
on that note, talk about the people, the development culture on the court? Because, people think of obviously Steph, Clay, Dre, KD when he was there, whatnot, but they've always had kind of, if you want to call it unsung heroes that they've either drafted late or undrafted guys or second round guys that when they've won championships have always played a key role. What did they do for you this year? How did you see that manifest in yourself?
Man, honestly, like it was a moment that stuck with me that gave me the belief that I could play in the NBA. I think we was getting ready to warm up, we stretching, Steph go through his normal routine where he shoot for like 30, 45 minutes. And one day he just out the blue out of everybody in the gym said, Katie, you loose? Like, yeah. It's like, come work out with me. And I worked out with him and I was able to hold my own in the workout and everybody knows Steph's workout. And like that stuck with me, like, damn, Steph told me to come work out with him with everybody in the gym. Like me, he chose me and he wanted to run with me at training camp. I played great at training camp. I was able to hold my own. Like I was able to learn. I was able to learn so much. CP, like them dudes really looked out for me. Like I was nervous about how older guys being 20 years older than me would be. And man, I couldn't. It was crazy, man. Like them dudes took care of me. But I think the turning factor for me was Steph invited me on a one-on-one workout with him and getting able to see him. And I watched Clay shooting workouts, and everybody know how Clay shoots the ball. But just man, they just unbelievable people, man. The organization, everybody not bigger than nobody. From 15 on down to one, everybody's treated the same. Everybody got the same respect. Everybody trying to help each other make money. Everybody trying to help each other get better. Everybody trying to help each other, feed their family. And you don't see that often. Most dudes in the league, they get insecure. This my job. I'm trying to keep my job. They don't want to give the young guys no game. And man, that wasn't it at all. Man, I text them dudes like 3 weeks ago. I text Steph, Clay, Draymond, all them dudes and thanked them because the year I had was a lot towards them and some of the coaching staff down low with Noah Hightower, Nick, my head coach, Steve Kerr's son. Man, I could just go on and on about how grateful I was with him.
I imagine I know what the answer is, but I'm curious. When you first start playing G League games, did it take a little bit of time to get comfortable, or were you ready to rock right away?
Man, I was ready to go. Like I believe in my game. Like I believe I could play in the league. So from day one, all I had to do was adjust to the 3-point line, which I knew that would be nothing because I know how it worked. And I was ready to rock. Like I had a chip on my shoulder. I was like, for me, my mindset was this day one of college all over again. Like I just got to knock on the door. Like for me, I like it like this. Like I'm finna knock on the door and I'm finna tear it down again. And I feel like when I get the opportunity, like I did in college, I'm gonna be ready to hold my own. But I mean, it's no surprise to nobody. Like I could have had a better year than I had. I feel like. I mean, it was no surprise. Like it wasn't a surprise to D-Bane. It wasn't a surprise to Golden State. It wasn't a surprise to my mom, my agent, my family. Like we knew this. Like dudes kind of overthought me a little bit, kind of on some. He's a small scoring guard. He's small scoring. Now this is just what I had to do to keep my team afloat. Like you look up, I'm a fourth year, fifth year senior. I gotta score. Like I can't be dependent on a freshman, sophomore to score. I'm the best player on the team, but I learned in this business they try to nitpick you so you won't make it. Like if I would have averaged 10 assists, they'd be saying I can't score. But because I averaged 20, they said I'm a scoring guard. So just changing that narrative, I think now they starting to see like, oh snap, this dude was a real point guard. But I mean, I still got more boxes I got to check, and I still got more growth. I had great teammates too. I had unbelievable teammates who wanted me with the ball in my hands. Like, KB, go get the ball. Like, we trusting you with the ball. Nick, like, I would have one bad game, and Nick would come to me like, I'm taking you every day of the week, every day, and twice on Sundays. And man, between my teammates, the coaches, and the players up top, that was all I needed.
What do you think the biggest leap you made within this season was? I don't know if it's something mentally, something within your game, any of that.
I would say biggest thing, but a way better leader. Like I was always a follow me leader, and like my competitive spirit always been a fiery competitor. Like I'm gonna compete hard as I can. I'm gonna give you my all, and I started learning how to do it in the nicest way with my teammates. And that was something Nick, up top, Golden State, Steph, Nick, Fatoki, the GM. Um, that was Kent Lakeup. That was something they was like, I want you to be a better leader. And I think at the end of the year, I made unbelievable strides, stuff that changed my life off the floor, like the mental aspect. And I think they changed my life off the floor. I told them that I'm a person that'll thank you while you're here, not when you're gone. So I text them like, man, y'all made me a way better person on how to talk to people, on how to be a better leader, how to motivate my teammates. Like I always been a great teammate, but it's different between being a great teammate and learning how to motivate and get the best out your teammates. And I think I made strides with that due to them being able to take time out with me and teaching me more ways to go about how to do certain things. And they changed, man, they helped me grow a lot.
So I know the G League stats I think are pretty up to date, but sometimes they can be janky. Did you only get one game with Leicester in Santa Cruz? It says
Nah,
on
nah,
it said that's what I thought. It said on the G League site he played one game. I thought he was there longer, right?
nah, it was like 30. We played like
Yeah, okay,
25,
that's what
30
I thought. That's what I'm saying. The G League website said
minutes.
one. I was like, I feel like Leicester was in the G League for a little bit longer than that before he got the standard deal.
Yeah, it was half of the year he played with me.
What was that like? Tiger, Tiger.
It was it was good. It was cool because we had the same path. He went undrafted. He signed Golden State. He had an E10, then he got two at the end of the year, and then he knocked on. And like he just used to tell me, "Katie, you like he like for Leicester, he knew how good I was because he was at Memphis and I won Player of the Year at SMU, and like everybody knew that was my conference. So Leicester had already had my respect, and I already had his respect from what I seen in summer league, seeing the growth he made. So I mean, when I was there, Leicester knew it. Like he would text me when he got his converted contract. Like before he was getting his conversion to his NBA deal, I used to tell him it's coming, stop stressing, it's coming. And when he got it, I told him you'll get it. And he was telling me, like, you next. Like, I promise you next. Like, I done seen the college you, I'm seeing you now dominate. And like, I mean, it was just fun. It was a wholesome moment. We used to go back and forth at practice about me killing Memphis when I was at SMU and me like we was having fun, man. We enjoyed it. We was having our penny talks and man, we was having the city of Memphis talks and we was talking about we need to go back and I mean it was lovely, bro. It was nice.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall during those penny talks.
You
Keep it real. Those South Haven games, you have a little extra juice for those or what?
said for what again?
The hustle games in South Haven. I know you bring the
Nah, I
juice
didn't.
every game, but a little extra?
Nah, I actually didn't because like for me, I didn't want to put too much in it.
Okay.
I was like, obviously, I was happy to be back in Memphis because I got a chance to go see Penny. I went to go visit Penny, you know, and that's like my father. So anytime I go see him, it was good. I bleed blue. So anytime I'm in Memphis, I love it. Anytime I'm in Memphis, I love it. So I was happy to be back home, but I wasn't putting too much stock in like, I can't wait to play the hustle because Jacob wasn't down there. Now, I'll be lying to you and saying if Jacob was down there, I would have been ready. Because I know, like, as a competitor, y'all chose Jacob over me, but I feel like I'm better. I used to tell D-Bane this, like, D-Bane, I feel like I'm better than you. Like, that's the confidence I have in my game. Like, that's just because I work so hard. Like, realistically, D-Bang, you better than me. Like, you're better. But on any given night, if you don't be right, I can be better than you on that night. So that's just how I feel. And if Jacob was down there, yeah, of course I would have been ready. Like, yeah. But I mean, we was fighting for our playoff berth, so I just wanted to get the win. But my teammates was on me like, okay, we need you to have the 30-point triple double. I'm like, nah, man, I'm just trying to hoop. They was like, hell no, they didn't take you at 59. Hell no. It's time to kill them. So I mean, it was fun though. I rock with, I rock with Zach. I rock with Tommy Hearns, the GM for the hustle. I rock with D Bang, Ja. I rock with all them dudes, bro. So it was cool.
Look at the whole year, big picture. 18, just under 8 times a game. Would you say top five in the league? Just under 5 boards. First team, all G League rookie team. How do you sum up the performance compared to your expectations? I know you said you thought you could have had even a little bit better year.
hmm No, I think I got better. Like as the year, I learned how to play off the ball, learned how to be a better leader. I learned how to like guard. I learned how to run a team more. I learned how to move without the ball. I learned defensive rotation schemes. I learned how to win at the highest level. I learned the margins of error is small. Man, I learned the difference in college and NBA. I just learned so much. And yeah, I could have had a better year. I think I was averaging like 20 and 9, and I had a 5 game slump where I didn't even score in double figures. The last 5 games, I think my legs got heavy. So I think that's something I got to get stronger with, finishing out strong. But I mean, I was shooting 40 from three. I knocked it down to 6, 36, 37. So yeah, man, like I know I got way more improvement, and I know I got a lot to work on mentally, physically, everything. I know every day when I'm in the gym, like I'm applying everything.
Did the first team all rookie mean anything to you?
Of course, because I was the only one on there with no two-way. Like, so that go to show you right there what it is. So of course that meant that was one of my goals coming in. I wanted to be G League Rookie of the Year. I didn't get it. All right, cool. But I got first team all rookie. I think it was five of us. I'm the only one on there with no two-way, and I'm the only one 6 foot. So just show that I must belong somewhere. So I mean, it just proved my confidence that I already had, but it also proved my work ethic. So, I mean, I'm still knocking on that door. I'm not happy at all. I still got a little bitter taste in my mouth because it was by 10 teams I know I could have helped this year. So I'm still gonna keep going.
So are you, I was looking at the Exhibit 10 contract. Are you technically a free agent right now, or will you be back with Gold State no matter what?
That's still like ongoing talks. I'm a free agent now, but we done talked to Golden State. We done talked about 8, 9 teams. So we don't know what the summer holds. It's still playoffs right now. So everybody still is so much moving pieces, free agency, playoffs, trades, expiring contracts. So I just know I'll be in a great place.
Is the preference Golden State as long as the terms are right?
Uh, for me, the preference anywhere that I'm loved and wanted. So if Golden State feel like, oh, it's a path for him to be an NBA player here and be the second, third guard on our rotation and bring what I bring to a team, the winning, the energy, the playmaking, everything, just bringing a winning culture, then yeah. If Portland call and say, hey, we love you and what you bring, then it's Portland. If Memphis call and say, hey, we really believe in you, and then I'll be in Memphis. So whoever call with the we believe in what you bring to our team, then yeah, but for anything, I'm a winner and I want to be known as a great teammate. The rest of the basketball stuff, I'm gonna get that done, but I'm a winner first. So whichever team believe in my winning, that translates.
So the summer, I imagine what that looks like probably depends on how that all shakes out, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's every summer. Like, you never know your path in this because things change overnight. So I'm just work. All I can do is just work. The rest will handle itself. So I just work. I'm in the gym twice a day, so I'm just working right now. I work with Penny in the upcoming weeks in Memphis, so we just working right now.
Goal for next season, is it to play in an NBA game for the first time? Is it that simple?
No, it's not. My goal next year is to be on the NBA roster. Like, that's my goal, to be on the NBA roster or a two-way minimum, cracking the NBA roster. Almost getting there. So I don't want to just step on the floor one time because that could be a 10-day. I'm better than 10 days. That's how I feel. Like I feel like I can help a team. So my goal is to be on the NBA roster.
Make it stick. I feel you. Hey, I want to talk Tigers real quick before I let you go. So I'm sure you were paying attention this year. So what stuck out to me and a lot of people was it felt like there was just like this general kind of lack of competitiveness, and for I guess lack of a better term, the team didn't have that dog in them like they did the year you were there with Dre and those guys. I'm not expecting you to call out anyone by name, throw anyone under the bus, anything like that. But just in general, what were your thoughts watching the team this year and watching kind of the apathy towards winning at times?
I was very disappointed. I expressed my frustration through Penny of how I felt. I was very disappointed. I believe in that city is like I believe that city. That city took care of me, and I was very disappointed. And I let everybody know I was very disappointed. But with that said, I also know Caleb Mills going down was bigger than everybody thought. So I understood that. But for me, like the will to win, I like you said, I just didn't see it. Like some nights I just didn't, I wasn't going out. Some nights I wasn't losing. Like when we played Temple at Temple and we struggled to score, I told him, I said, we ain't losing. Like I can count Auburn. I'm like, we ain't losing. And if we did lose, it was gonna be a fight. It was gonna be a fight where the whole city was just proud, like they fought. When we lost to Alabama, U of H, the city was proud. Like because we went out like dogs, and when we got to that tournament, we carried that chip on our shoulder, like this team beat us, all right, bet. This team beat us, all right, bet. This team beat us, all right, bet. So, I mean, I wanted to make the city proud, and I'm not saying them dudes didn't want to make the city proud, but you got to be a killer, man, to play for Memphis. You got to be a a blue blood killer, and you got to get it done. I don't nobody want to hear no excuse like Caleb Mills went out. This like I mean, you got to get it done. And I told Penny we need dudes that's gonna die for the city. Not saying they didn't, but going forward for the future, we need dudes who gonna die for the city. Cause I mean, it felt like I was from Memphis. I tell people like the love the city gave me, I want to take care of them. So when I went out and put on that Memphis jersey, I was, man, I was dying about it. And my teammates had to follow me because I was the leader. And they used to tell you all the time, like, man, KD just won't go out without a fight. I mean, I had ankle injuries. I fought through them, got back healthy. I mean, I went to war. I mean, every day, man. Like, me and Penny, we bumped heads because we want to win bad. Like, but that's the love you got to have. Like, man, for the city of Memphis, that's all we got. It's Tigers and Grizzlies. That's all we got. So you gotta wear that Tigers across your chest with pride. Cause it ain't just no how we win today, we lose today. No, it's the whole city win today. I mean, I feel like he know that now. Like he know I need three of yous and we're gonna get the job done. And I see what he doing in this portal and he getting killers. He you gotta be built mental to play for Memphis. So I'm ready to see what this year look like. I know Penny. I know him right now. I know he took that year personal, just knowing him. And I know he gonna come back better than ever. So I'm ready to see this team. And I told Penny before this year start, I will be there to let them know how it go down here. So I'm ready to see what they look like when it's all put together. Hopefully David Jones can come back and show the city what you deserve, show them what they deserve. So I'm pulling for it.
Two more quick ones on the Tigers. I'll let you go. First, real quick, when you say you expressed your disappointment to more than just Petty, were you I'm not asking for names. Were you reaching out to players on the team and telling them what you thought was up in your mind?
Of course. Yeah, like that's the only penny in the player. And it wasn't no disappointment like y'all let me down. I'm disappointed like in body language or like when things don't go their way. I mean, y'all was ranked top 10 in the country and y'all lose one game to, I want to say USF. Was it
USF,
USF
yeah.
at home?
That was game to turn
And,
everything. Yeah.
and it felt like y'all just dropped the cliff, like a bomb fell. And I felt like the way they responded to adversity wasn't it. And when you play for Memphis, man, you gotta have that chip
Yeah.
because everybody playing Memphis ready to talk they know it. Like, man, we just beat Memphis. Like, so you gotta have pride for that city, man, because that city gonna love you like no other if you do what you're supposed to do.
Last thing I got, you hit on it. Penny's talked about it a bunch of times, but finding dudes that care about playing for the city and that name across the front felt like it resonated with you right away. Why?
Because I know you don't have to be the most talented. Of course, I was the best player on the team, but you had dudes like Alex Lomax, who wasn't the most talented, but you knew that he was finna give his all. And you knew that. Like players coming into that game knew DeAndre was finna give his all. Like you knew that. And it was like us three that died about the city every night. Like, I mean, we had our role guys like Elijah, Keontae, Malcolm, DeMarie, John, the Lawson brothers, they died about the city. Like they didn't play. Like, cause you don't want to walk around Memphis knowing a team beat you. You don't want to walk in the food spots knowing we lost to USF. Like, no, like so when I mean die about the city, you got dudes like Alex Lomax who, man, I grew up here. Like the Lawson brothers, man, I grew up here. Like, that's like me playing for U of H. Like my people coming out every single night to watch me play. You don't think I want to put on for this, you know? But Memphis was my city, and that was the city that loved me like crazy and took care of me. So, I mean, you gotta kind of try to repay them, and when you do that, they'll repay you. So,
Man,
Penny,
I
we
go ahead.
me and Penny, we got an understanding of what we need this year. So I'm ready.
Man, I think we covered a lot. Anything else you want to throw in real quick before I stop recording?
Nah, man, I just want to thank y'all. Thank the city of Memphis. I mean, I be seeing the Grizzlies swap jerseys every time I'm on Twitter. I'm like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. But no, I just want to thank the city of Memphis. Thank my man Doc Holliday. Thank you. Thank Penny. Thank my dude D Bain. I want to thank the Ja. I want to thank the whole city of Memphis, man. Uh, just the whole city, the fans, the mayor, the boosters, the supporters, 901. Bluff City, everything, Walmart, FedEx. I want to thank them all because they all took care of me. And they all know I'm a Memphian and I bleed blue for life.